One of the biggest hurdles for, well, any business owner is figuring out how to not just be an option, but really the obvious choice for the clients you truly want to serve.
hmm
How do you actually cut through all the noise out there and become that go-to solution?
It's a really interesting challenge, isn't it? And today, I mean, just having a great service or product, it's often not quite enough.
Right.
You need a really strategic way to become sort of indispensable in the eyes of your ideal client.
And that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're looking at the thinking behind Solution Secrets Consulting.
Mm.
They're a firm that's all about helping businesses get that go-to
Yeah,
status.
I've heard about them. They work across Mexico, the U.S., Canada.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they've got a really interesting focus right now on notary firms in specific cities in Mexico. Plus, they offer things like their Essential 20 podcast package and consulting pretty broadly in Canada and the US too.
Okay. And what really catches my eye is that commitment they have to exclusivity.
Hmm.
Working with just one firm per city for these tailored campaigns, well, that says a lot. It shows a real dedication to focused growth, and building strong client relationships through what they call timeless marketing.
Yeah, it's about giving that undivided attention, isn't it? That laser focus to make one business the clear leader locally. And the person behind this is Joe Milgen.
Ah, the founder.
Yeah, founder. Over 30 years of experience in business development, marketing, brand building, basically solution-focused consulting. He's worked extensively in Canada and now, Mexico and across North America.
Now, 30 years.
Yeah.
That kind of experience, it's invaluable, really. You see how markets change, how businesses need to adapt and hopefully thrive.
Okay, so let's get into the core of it. What's the fundamental philosophy driving Solution Secrets Consulting? How do they tackle this challenge of becoming the obvious choice?
Well, the bedrock really is this idea of educating before advertising.
Educating before advertising.
Yeah. And consistently giving real value to the audience.
Hmm.
It's moving away from just, transactional marketing.
Right, not just pushing sales.
Exactly. It's about building genuine trust, establishing yourself as the natural solution, because you're sharing helpful insights, demonstrating expertise up front. You become the trusted educator first.
That makes a lot of sense. People buy from those they trust.
Precisely. And then being the provider becomes the natural next step.
And with Joe Milgen's long history, he must have seen some massive shifts in how businesses connect with people.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. The internet, then social media booming, e-commerce taking off, and now, well, AI and these large language models are changing everything again.
Yeah, it's constant evolution.
Right. And his view is that businesses have to be forward-thinking. They need to keep evolving their strategies just to stay competitive, let alone get ahead. He helps clients, strategically use these changes, not just react to them.
And it sounds like it's a very hands-on, personalized approach, too.
Definitely. That idea of treating each client's business like it was his own, that speaks volumes. It really signals they're not just rolling out generic templates, they're digging deep into the unique situation of each business.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the actual services then. How do they put this philosophy into practice? That essential podcast package, for instance, sounds like a direct application of educating before advertising.
It really is. It's a set of 20 white-labeled podcast episodes, so branded for the client.
Okay.
And they're specifically designed to educate your ideal clients, build that trust foundation. But the powerful part here is the evergreen nature of it.
Evergreen meaning it lasts.
Exactly. Unlike, say, a social media post that's gone in a day, these episodes stay relevant and valuable over the long haul. They become this ongoing asset for SEO, a great tool for maybe onboarding new clients,
Ah, interesting.
and a way to consistently build your authority, and importantly, without constantly paying for ads or getting locked into long contracts.
That lack of ongoing ad spend is definitely appealing for a lot of businesses. Now, what about the Partner Starter Kit? How does that differ?
The Partner Starter Kit is more like their signature intensive engagement. It's a 6-month partnership.
Okay, more involved.
Yeah, it includes a custom 10-episode podcast series, again focused on that timeless, brand-specific educational content. But this one's really geared towards lead generation and nurturing those warmer leads people already showing some interest.
Right, moving them along the path.
Exactly. And they include downloadable PDF guides with the episodes, which adds another layer of value, reinforces the education. And again, crucially, the aim is attracting qualified leads without that constant reliance on ad costs.
So building these valuable long-term assets that keep working for you. Beyond the podcast, they also do broader marketing strategy and consulting.
Yes. This is where they get right in there with the leadership teams. They work together to build out these comprehensive long-term
Yeah,
strategies.
what's the focus there?
A big piece is what they call value stacking.
Value stacking.
Yeah, basically finding and implementing innovative ways to seriously boost the perceived value of your brand for your target market. It also involves, strengthening authority, creating consistent, trust-building content, and really importantly, cutting out wasteful ad spend.
Smart. Focusing the budget where it works.
Precisely. The goal is more qualified leads, better conversion rates, and just a deeper, more sustainable impact overall.
Okay, and if you're successful in attracting leads, you need good systems to handle them. That's where the workflow optimization comes in.
You got it. They look at the whole client journey, from that first contact through onboarding, how you communicate. They streamline it all.
To make it smoother.
Yeah, smoother, more efficient for everyone, the team and the new clients. Yeah. Less internal stress, better results, happier clients. It all connects.
And then lead funnel development. That sounds like the engine driving the growth.
That's a good way to think about it. They build these, again, timeless lead generation funnels. The idea is for these funnels to become your main, reliable source of new clients in your city.
Wow, the primary source.
That's the goal. And again, trust is built into every step. Delivering results quickly, yes, but also setting up that predictable long-term flow of business.
And we mentioned it earlier, but that exclusivity, one niche client per city, that's pretty unique.
It really is. And it just underlines how committed they are. By focusing all their energy on one client in one niche, in one place, they can truly dedicate themselves to making that business the undisputed leader there.
Rather than splitting focus.
Exactly. It's about creating dominance, not just competing.
So if we step back and look at the big picture, what are the key principles that really make Solution Secrets Consulting different?
Okay, well, several core ideas stand out. That educational first approach, we talked about value and trust before selling. That's number one.
Right.
Then the focus on evergreen content, creating assets that just keep working for you. Organic client development, designing content that people naturally want to share because it's genuinely useful.
Like word of mouth, but amplified.
Sort of, yeah. Then there's the tailored strategy. No cookie cutter stuff, everything is customized. Organic growth ties back to that idea of valuable content resonating and spreading naturally. Okay. And underpinning it all is the proven experience. Those 30+ years really count. And finally, value stacking. They're innovative ways to keep boosting your brand's value.
So pulling it all together, if someone listening is thinking, maybe this is for me, what's the main takeaway?
I'd say the core message is that they offer a distinct, proven way to become the leader in your field. It's not just about tweaking your marketing. It's more like a fundamental shift.
The transformation.
Yeah, transformation in how you connect with and attract clients using strategic content and expert guidance.
And the benefits for that client. What can they realistically expect?
You should expect much greater visibility that actually stands out. A deeper level of trust with your audience. A consistent, reliable pipeline of really good leads.
Right, qualified leads.
Exactly. And moving beyond just ads to truly being seen as the authority, the go-to expert.
So if this conversation has sparked some interest, if you're thinking about evolving your business, what's the next step?
The invitation is simple. Let's talk. Start a conversation about what Solution Secrets Consulting could potentially build for your specific business. Their tagline really says it all. Your evolution is our business.
Your evolution is our business. I like that. And maybe just leave you with this thought. What would it truly mean for your business if you weren't just another player competing in the market, but you were the absolute undisputed leader, the one everyone thinks of first, the one they already trust? Something to consider.